Hey folks, how you doing? This is a special episode of the Wayne S. Pierce Show. I'm live. This ain't Memorex or Maxell or whatever else. Let me tell you something, folks. Things are changing. A little coffee. Gotta have my afternoon coffee there, folks. You know, all you folks there back in Boston there. All you people over there in Boston. Okay, anyway. You know, I see something on Facebook. I got a couple of things to talk about, but I'm going to go into this right now. Actually, I'm gonna do some promotions first, and then right after the break at the 5 after mark, then I'll come back and talk about what is just irking me to no end. Okay? I find it incredible that these things are even talked about. But anyway, I'll get to that after the break. First, a little promotion. You want the hits? Listen to the Blitz. Radio Rock the Blitz.blogspot.com. Tom Slick over there plays all the hits from the 80s, the 70s, even the 60s. Yes, for all you indie artists, musicians, filmmakers, and actors, that's the place to be right there. Radio Rock the Blitz, 92.6. For more information, go to radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. You can go to Loud City, too. Also want to give a big old huge high five to the one and only Las Vegas man himself, Mr. Nick Tucker, Distorted Reality Radio, or Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook, distortedreality.podbean.com. Also, Brian Keller, Just BK. Best place to get him is RadioKahuna.com. And all the information is on that site as well for his website. You can go to our website, thewaynespearceshow.weebly.com, or the other one, freeamericaradio.weebly.com. Coming up on the Views Express Live today. Oh boy, oh boy. We got Syria in the news, we got China in the news, we have Russia in the news, I'll get to that on the Views Express Live today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, right there on Spreaker.com or on Free America Radio at or freeamericaradio.weebly.com. The address over there, or the email address is freeamericaradio at USA.com. See what I saw on Facebook and what I'm hearing presently, like in the last hour, just irks me to tears. God. I'll be back right after this. War is peace. Freedom is slavery. Ignorance is strength. That is from 1984 by George Orwell. Do you really want to know what's going on? Come listen to The Views Express, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, only on the Liberty and Freedom Network.
Samo Radio, playing music for free so you can listen longer. Samo.
It's the 5 o'clock drive with Samo.
Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
What's on your mind? chances are it's on their mind too. Check out Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show. Friday evenings at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Only on Spreaker.com. Hey folks, how you doing? This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce. You are listening to a special broadcast of The Wayne S. Pierce Show. Give a big shout out to the one and only Tom Slick over at Radio Rock The Blitz 92.6. Go to Radio Rock The Blitz .blogspot.com. You know, lots of things irk me, and I'm sure they do you. So let me tell you something. I'm going to be very honest with you and say this. No one is entitled to anything. I don't care if you think that you can justify that by saying you deserve it. You are not entitled to anything. You must work for it. Hell, I know people on disability, Social Security, I mean, you know, retired folk as well, that go out to work every day. I know people that have done everything they could in areas that were small, you know, small towns, you know, 50, 60,000 people, you know, to me that's a small town compared to Reno, which is like 350,000 or something like that. And they're on Social Security disability or retired on Social Security or whatever, and they walk to work. They walk to areas to go to work because they don't want to sit at home and do nothing. They still have pride within themselves to go out and do something. And I know people who are paraplegic in wheelchairs that get on the bus. They're on disability. They're on Social Security. They got it, but they want to go to work because they don't want to sit on their butts and do nothing. You know, growing up, I mowed lawns. My grandma said, hey, come on over and mow my lawn. I'll give you some money. Okay, cool. My mom and dad didn't give me an allowance. I had to work for stuff. You know, nowadays, kids, you know, you parents out there think, you know, you're having a hard time telling your kids to clean their room when all they're doing is on their cell phone texting their friends going, oh man, my parents are so unfair. They're making me clean my room. Hey parents, how about taking all the electronics away from your kids and watch how quickly they start obeying you? I mean, all of them. I know parents right now that have taken away all of the Xbox, all that, taken away the computer, taken away everything, just got rid of it. Got rid of it. And these families actually sit down once a week and play board games like we used to do when we were young. I never thought I'd say that when I was young. But I'll tell you what, kids, you're not entitled to anything, and I don't care what you say. So we have these people today protesting, walking out, saying in these fast food places, saying they want $15 an hour. No. Franchise owners of these operations, whatever fast food place that you have the franchise of, don't pay them. Let them walk. You might have to do a few things yourself, but that's okay. That's why you're the manager. That's why you're the owner. Let them walk. I'll tell you why, and it's real simple. If they're between ages of 16 and 22, they don't know jack. So their first job should be able to, in their first job, they should be able to learn, develop experiences, develop skills. That's what minimum wage is for. I myself say this: abolish the minimum wage. Get rid of it. Implement a fair market living wage per region. Why? Number one, your business would succeed very well, and the people that work for you for a fair market living wage would get paid to learn and get the experiences and understand what discipline and all of that are when you go to work. I completely understand that. I completely understand why these fast food workers want $15 an hour. But they ain't getting it. Let them walk. If I live here in the biggest little city in the world, Reno, Nevada, and if I saw, a bunch of them standing outside of a fast food joint that I was going into, guess what? I'd keep on walking inside and getting my lunch. They don't deserve $15 an hour because they don't know anything. Okay? Hell, my job here that I had a few years ago before the economy tanked, I got hired on, and the manager looked at me and looked at my app and looked at all of my qualifications and everything and what I do, and she looked at me and said, "You know you're overqualified for this job, right? Why do you want to work?" I said, "I have to pay the rent." She goes, "Good enough for me. I understand that." And I've got middle management experience, and I've got all sorts of experience in every level of a business. And if I had my business running right now, you know what? If somebody came in and came to work for me and I paid them, I'm going to throw out a number here just for example purposes. If I were paying them $10 an hour, but they said, "Well, I want 12, I want 15. I want $15 an hour because I believe my experience in this is worth it." Well, what do you know? Here, come here, sit down. Come here, it's okay. I'm not mad at you. I understand why you're saying that. Come here, sit down. Let me look over your application and resume. You're how old? Oh, you're 25? Okay. Let's look over your resume and application for a minute here. I'm not mad at you. As a matter of fact, I'm glad. Hey, I feel good that you've stuck up for yourself. That's awesome. I like that. Shows me you got guts. Awesome. Sit down here. Let me take a look. Okay, your resume and your application says this. It says you have this amount of time in this and this amount. And you started working when you were 18. Yeah. Okay then. 7 years you've been working. Yeah. Okay. You've got 2 years experience here, 2 years experience there, a year and a half here. That's what? 5.5 years? You got 2 months over here, 2 months over there. You got a month here. And your references, I checked those, and they say you're a pretty good guy. So I don't see anything wrong there. But you want $15 an hour for 7 years experience. No. I'm just saying, no. You show me that you can do this job, and you've only been here within your, within 90 days, you've only been here for, this amount of time, and you expect me to pay you $5 more an hour? No. And I'll tell you why. I don't see the number of years experience that I would consider worth your time and money, considering the fact that you have this. I don't see the years of experience that would, that would make me think that you're worth $15 an hour. I don't. I'll tell you what, you want to stick around? Cool. You're going to learn something. And I'm going to help you with that. But you have to show me you want to learn. You have to show me that you're dedicated to doing what you're doing to gain that experience for me to determine whether or not I give you a raise. Now, how many scenarios can you come up with that would... Oh, I love live broadcast. How many scenarios can you come up with that you can say are exactly like that? And how many of you have been through situations almost exactly like that? Right? Serious. These people, walking out of these fast food joints saying, I want $15 an hour, they're just out of their flipping minds. They're just out of their flipping minds. They have no clue, And here's the thing. Let me point something out. When you go into a fast food restaurant and you see these young kids behind the counter, you may look over and somebody wiping a table might be in their 50s or 60s, late 50s, 60s, maybe 70s, and retired and just need something to do. That's the person I would consider giving a raise to, not some young little snot-nosed, pimply-faced little brat person behind the cash register that just got there and got their job, their first job 3 months ago. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Okay? Well, you're a bad boss, and I wouldn't want to work for you. Okay, bye. See you later. Hope you have a great day, because you ain't working for me. I've busted my butt in construction and warehousing most of my life. My body is so racked with pain. It's a miracle that I get up every morning and go to the bathroom. I'm not that old. I'm 51, folks, man. I feel great. But my body is saying, dude, you either get to the gym or lay off the junk food. I feel good. But how many of you 25 or 30-year-olds can wake up in the morning and look at your job and say, you know what, I'm grateful to be working here, and I don't care how much money I make. I'm just grateful to be alive and working. Not very many of you, huh? And even you people under 25, you folks that think you know it all, need to understand one very valuable thing in life. You don't know jack. Okay? You don't know a damn thing, and you have to work to get the experience, to get the knowledge, to get the experience, to get the knowledge, to work up to where you want to be. And if you're not where you want to be, there's a problem. And if you think you're entitled to $15 an hour, working in a fast food place, and if you don't think you're getting paid what you believe you're worth, pack it in and go start your own business and get paid whatever you want. well, the economy sucks. I can't start my own business. And then shut your big fat pie hole and work for a living. Okay? Because I ain't hiring your ass. You think you're, all entitled and deserve this and I'm worth it. No, you're out of your mind. Parents, you need to teach your kids a little more responsibility. And if that means taking their cell phones away, taking their games away, taking all of that away and putting them out in the backyard and mowing your lawn and trimming it and doing it right, and then asking your neighbors, hey, my son, my daughter can do this for you and help you out. You know what, parents? You need to be on top of that. But I almost forgot. You parents are working anywhere between 30, 40, 50, 60 hours a week and have no time for your kids. Well, I know parents right now that used to do that, used to work their tails off until they realized one thing. They didn't know their children. 5th birthday, 6th birthday, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th birthday, and they're working still, and they're going, I don't even know my kid. I know parents that have stopped working the 50, 60 hours a week and did what they had to do to stay home or to work enough to be home at night to talk to their kids. Okay? Responsibility goes both ways. And common sense should be there to understand that you have to work for a living and make your way in life and learn and understand and grow and grow and grow and grow to the point where you know you're satisfied with yourself, and you have to go that extra mile to get what you believe you're worth. It's called life. It works for me, So, goodness. I don't know, folks. I'm I don't know. I mean, fast food workers want $15 an hour? You're out of your minds. Don't even consider paying them $15 an hour. You either get, here in Nevada, the minimum wage is $8.25, $7.55 if they offer you health coverage. You either get $8.25 and be satisfied with it, or you can go out and find yourself another job. Or get a lawnmower and start asking people in your neighborhood whether or not they want their lawn mowed and get the $5, $10, $15 that you want. It's called entrepreneurship. We don't have... I don't think there's a teenager out there that knows what the hell entrepreneurship is. I really don't. I would say, and I'm only guessing here and speculating as to what this number truly is, but I would say anywhere between 70 to 80% of the teenagers in America right now don't even know how to even start a lawnmower, or how to go out and do anything that's constructive and positive that would help them make their way in life. I really don't. They have this mindset of, oh, I'm a teenager, I deserve this and I deserve that, and I know everything. No, you don't. No, you don't. But I will tell you this. I do know teenagers, and you can look at this, you can search this up yourself. I know teenagers in other countries, and I've read these reports where a young woman, developed this electronic device and did all this to help satellites, to satellite propulsion without fuel. I mean, she did this. Another young lady, right? I can't remember now. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I apologize, but you can look this up. There's a lot of people out there who are young, who have worked and worked and worked and gained the knowledge to create what it is they created. But see, most teenagers nowadays, you put a cell phone in their hand and that's all they're doing. Click, 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 texting their friends. Oh, mom's unfair. I gotta do this. Wake up, you little snot-nosed brat. You don't know anything. And your parents there love you and care about you, because if they didn't, you wouldn't have food in your mouth and clothes on your back and a bed to sleep in. You want to do something in life that you feel good about, then go out and get a job and work for it. You're not entitled to a damn thing. You don't have a right to do anything except have free speech. If you're under 18, you got all the rights in the world, but that doesn't entitle you to get what you want. So stop thinking that everybody has to hand you everything on a silver platter. Ain't going to happen. You want it, you work for it. After you're 18, you can do whatever you want. And parents, chill. You've heard it too, and so have I. You're under my roof, it's my rules. Chill, parents. Because do you want your kids to resent you and hate you and despise you and not have anything to do with you and move out of the state and get married and have kids and never show you, what's going on and never have, do you really want that? Stop being so dictatorial. Start being a little understanding, a little enlightening. You're not their friends, but you can at least be a parent. Anyway, to all the parents out there, you know what I'm talking about. And to all you teenagers out there, shut the hell up and go to work. You want it, work for it. Listen to the Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, right here on Spreaker.com. America Matters. Enthusiastically entertaining, educating, enlightening everyone everywhere, while including a unique mix of all forms of media, including the internet, with continual live streaming available for all their shows. Their website is www.americamatters.us. Listen to America Matters on 101.3 Renegade Radio, krng.streamon.fm, or 99.1 FM Talk Radio, weekends at 99.1fmtalk.com, or 12:30 a.m. at 1230kjfk.com.
What are you doing on Sunday evenings? Well, you ought to be listening to The Unnamed Show with Reverend Wayne S. Pierce and Reverend Laura Smith Clemens. The Unnamed Show, airing every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. The Unnamed Show is the best show on the web.
Hey, folks, welcome back. This is the Wayne S. Pierce Show for the 29th of August, 2013. If you've just joined me, thank you for being here. Two things. First of all, I went longer in the first segment, and I just wanted to get to my point, but other things kept coming to mind, and so that's why it took so long. Secondly, all you parents out there know what I'm talking about, and I hope you can email me and tell me what's going on. Okay? Just, what was your first job? How much was minimum wage? All of that. I mean, because it's important, right? And Because in the year that I graduated, as soon as I find the answer here, I'll let you know. Now, you parents understand because you were kids yourself. I mean, we all were young and, that kind of thing. So, we know, right? Let me tell you something there. Anybody, in the year that I was born, here's what the minimum wage was. In the year that I was born, value of minimum wage, this is at www.info.please.com/A07744773.html. I will put that in the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page. I know, let's give you all kinds of information here. It's amazing how this whole situation with people walking out of fast food places, these workers walking out of fast food places, saying they want $15 an hour or they're not going to do anything. What, they think they're entitled to it when they don't have the experience to do anything? No. I'm not paying them. That's just the way it is. In the year that I was born, minimum wage. This is not, says value of minimum wage. It has two columns. It says current dollars and constant 1996 dollars. And that would be adjusted for inflation using the CPIU, Customer Price Index for all urban consumers. Source, U.S. Department of Labor. You can go there, dol.gov, and get more information on that. In the year that I was born, current dollars, $1.15. Constant 1996, $5.97. Okay? That in 1962, $1.15 was equivalent to 1996 minimum wage, $5.97. 2012, last year, current dollars, $7.25. It's the minimum wage, value of the minimum wage, constant 1996 dollars, $4.97. So the current minimum wage now it's $8.25, went up a buck in Nevada. So $7.25 nationally is only worth $4.97. Adjusted for inflation using the Consumer Price Index for all urban consumers. Sources the Department of Labor, dol.gov. And let's stay on that page and go to state U.S. minimum wage rates as of January 1st, 2012. Nevada, $8.25. Okay. California, let's take a look at the state west of us, $8 an hour. In San Francisco, from what I understand, they pumped up their minimum wage. San Francisco pumped up their wage to $10.22 an hour. Why? Don't know. Now, I believe that we need to abolish the minimum wage only because of the fact that it's not worth it. It's not worth it anymore. Okay? Just not worth it. A lot of people would say, well, what do you mean it's not worth it? I'm not going to pay anybody any more than what I can make. In other words, the business owner is going to say, I only make X, and I can only pay my people X. Regardless of what their bills are, they need to be a little more responsible. Well, I agree. Totally agree. So you people who are making minimum wage thinking you need more, you need to look at your expenses and adjust for that. Well, I got my cell phone. I need my cell phone. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need any of that. Well, how am I going to talk to my friends? You're going to go over to their house, knock on their door, and if they don't answer, they're probably not there. Well, I need to call them. Really? Yeah, I'm getting into minutia here. But anyway, all the information there is up on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page. Thank you. One last thing about minimum wage. You have minimal experience, you're going to get paid minimum wage. Come into my business, and if you look like you're ready to go and you're very well, educated, and you got something that you can offer to help my business succeed, I'll see what I can do. But if you come in a snot-nosed brat with this arrogant attitude like you deserve more than what I'm willing to pay for the experience you have, you see that door you walked in through? You can walk right back out that door. You know how much I thought I was worth when I was 18 years old? Starting in the warehouse? I thought I was worth $12 an hour back then. That was 79, 80, 81. That's a pretty good price back then. I didn't get it because I didn't have the experience. So shut your big damn pie hole, go to work, be responsible. And if you only have so much, don't spend more. Well, I'll just do this. I know people right now got 2-3 jobs. Why? Because they got to make it. Their families are suffering because the economy sucks so bad that they have to get 2 to 3 jobs. Find something you love to do and find a way to make a living at it, my father told me. So I tell you this. Find something that you can get experienced at and learn from. Then you can dictate to someone else how much you want to get paid. Got it? Or go out and start your own business and pay yourself what you believe you're worth.
Misfit is a misfit.
Samo.
Ignorant of hygiene, destructive, disorderly, and totally disrespectful.
It's the 5:15 with Samo on Samo Radio.
AM 1700 Daytona Beach, Holly Hill.
And SouthNet 1.
With her unique, fast-paced, witty sarcasm, Angel Clark brings you the news of the day with a creative twist. Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern on radiofreedom.us. You can also listen to her live on the Liberty Radio Network at lrn.fm. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from the Views Expressed. I'm here to tell you that with all the devastation that has taken place on the East Coast, there is no other time in our lives where we need to be more prepared. My message to you is that we have to be prepared for the worst, hoping for the best, hoping we can get through whatever catastrophe that occurs. It is time now to get your food, water, clothing, and batteries and anything else you need to survive together and have it close by in case something happens. Wherever you live, it is always a good idea to have a backup plan. Our nation's capital is not coming to your rescue. Be prepared. Thank you. Folks, how you doing? This is the Wayne S. Beer Show right here. If you just joined me for the 29th of August, 2013, welcome. Hey, you want to go over to Facebook, go over to Wayne S. Beer Show, and you might want to read along with this, so go over to Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. And let me read this. He put this up. The evidence that DHS and FEMA are stockpiling food, water, ammo, etc. is substantial. The police state this country has turned into is astounding. Remember this, Congress is on vacation at the end of the month. Reports came out that Obama will sign the UN Arms Treaty when they leave. I also believe they will strike Syria at the end of the month when Congress is gone. Nick says, I posted and watched on Fox and Friends Saturday a couple of weeks ago when they said since World War II the president has not needed Congress's approval for war because we are in a different society. Bush went to war without congressional approval as well. We will strike Syria. They may stage an attack on FEMA Region 3, blame it on the Russian, Iran, or worse, on an American quote-unquote domestic terrorist. Therefore, with the UN peacekeepers in the area and having to learn to speak English and American troops are not allowed to go on leave, they will impose martial law to quell the disturbance. Remember, to Russian troops will help FEMA for a quote-unquote disaster. Could this all happen? Absolutely. Do I think it will? 80%. They've waited and manipulated everything to get to this point. If this does indeed happen, World War III and martial law will be enforced, and we will be under a form of tyranny far worse than we think we're under now. My advice is really pay attention to the news the next few days or so and look for signs. The October 1st surprise may not just be a surprise after all. I absolutely and positively understand that, and I know that, and I see that. And I also know that our government has been known to stage false flag events. Our government has allowed under UN and other agreements to have foreign troops here in America, here on U.S. soil. It is here. A couple of weeks ago, an amphibious vehicle landed on the beaches in Southern California. We now have in FEMA Region 3 foreign troops for urban training. No, folks, they got the foreign troops here to stop us from rebelling, from defending, from standing on the Constitution and the Bill of Rights of the United States of America against enemies, foreign and domestic. That's what they have the foreign troops here for. Do you know that somewhere up to about 80% of our armed forces are outside of this country now? Do you know what that's going to do? Do you have any idea what that's going to do and what that has done? That has left you and I vulnerable. And because Washington, D.C. and the military-industrial complex understand this, they have implemented certain executive orders in America right now as we speak. You got mice in your house? What do? You put the little cheese or whatever in the mousetrap and you set the trap. They brought foreign troops here onto U.S. soil to set the trap. They have pushed away all those people, all of our military outside of the country, so that 80% of them who have been told to take away the guns from American citizens will not defy that order. They've sent them overseas. They have literally, the federal government has gone in and disbanded, if you will, militias. They've infiltrated them. They've disbanded them. They arrested them. By the way, the Michigan militia that's up there, someone says that they're a bunch of crazy people. Well, regardless, they have a right to defend their property. They have a right to defend their state. They have a right to defend this country. But the feds don't like it. They don't want us to defend ourselves. Why do you think they're doing so much? Why do you think they've got over 2.2 billion rounds of ammunition? Why do you think that in Hardin, Montana, there's a FEMA camp, prison up there? It looks like it's right across the street from a U-Haul place. There's train tracks probably not 100 yards away. Go look it up on Google Earth. I did. I saw it. Hardin, Hardin, Montana. You'll see it. You'll see it. Why do you think they want to do what they want to do to us, folks? Why? Why? They want to do this to us because of the fact that they know for a fact that we're going to defend ourselves. They know it. They know for a fact that once the militarized law enforcement gets on the streets and we are fully aware of their purpose, we will defend ourselves. And they don't want that. They don't want that at all. The FEMA camp, or FEMA prison, I would say, it's smaller than a camp, but what I just talked about in Hardin, Montana is on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page. It's a video. Go check it out. It's from Tom Loopshoe. So I have to ask you a question. And the question is real simple. The question is very, very easy to answer. What would you do if you saw Federal Protective Services, Homeland Security Police, and Homeland Security tanks and vehicles in your neighborhood, and militarized law enforcement and military coming to your door, or even in your neighborhood? What would you do? That answer, you can answer it any way you want, but I believe it's simple. I do. We got to do what we have to do. We have to do what we have to do. And I look at these things and I examine these things and I really have to question myself. Am I ready? Am I ready to stand my ground? Am I ready to defend my neighborhood? You got to do a gut check, people. You got to do a reality check. You got to do a psychological, spiritual check on yourself and say, am I ready? Because when those troops start going through your neighborhood and you see Homeland Security police on the sides of those armored vehicles, question is, are you ready? But you see, it's going to take a very cunning group of individuals, a very knowledgeable group of individuals who will know long before that ever happens when they're coming to your neighborhood. And it's going to take a lot of time, a lot of training, a lot of working around the clock to find out when they are coming. And it's going to be soon, folks. When I say soon, it could be tomorrow, it could be next month, it could be next year. I don't know, but why would you want to wait to the last minute? I want to hear from former military, current military, former law enforcement, current law enforcement. You don't have to give your name or anything. It's just fine. But I want to know some information from you. So send your information to freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. I want to know what's happening in your area. I want to see pictures and videos and all of that. I'm very much interested in knowing what is happening in your area. And if you're listening to this and you live in New Zealand or Australia or England or any number of those countries that are, being taken over by the New World Order, I want to hear from you too. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Send pictures, videos, articles, whatever. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Now, I didn't promote a way for you to support this network, but your support is very much appreciated. It is listener supported. You go to freeamericaradio.weebly.com. You scroll on down, you'll see a donate button if you want to donate. There's a merchandise store if you want to promote your patriotism. There's where you go to do that. And also, if you want to sponsor this show, you can do that as well. Those sponsor rates on that particular site are for the whole month of September. So it's very, very, very cheap for you to support this network. If you have blogs or a show yourself or, a network you want to promote, I'll promote you all day long for nothing. You want to support this network and sponsor this network, you can. If you have anything that you want to send me as far as articles or anything like that, please do. That you write, please do. freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. There's a lot of ways that you can support independent radio. And your contributions and your support is very much needed to places like this, to stations like this, to networks like this. And it's all up to you. You want to continue to hear the truth backed by facts. You want to keep hearing what's happening behind the curtain, behind the veil. You want to hear about who's pushing the buttons and pulling the handles. Then support this network or any other network that gives you the truth and the facts. I know there are a lot of people out there who say, yeah, I got the truth and all these other ones are wrong. Really? I can prove it. Can you? Now, there's other shows on Spreaker.com that you might find of more interest to you. You might be more attracted to those types of shows that discuss how kooky these conspiracy theorists are. Well, let me tell you something. I can blow holes in every single theory that anyone else has. I'm not perfect. And I could be wrong in some areas, and I don't mind admitting that. But when somebody steps up and says that I'm wrong, the burden of proof is on them. Not on me, it's on them. Support Free America Radio Network if you can. That's completely up to you. There's apps, iPhone, iPad, Android apps. Right there on Spreaker.com. Go down, scroll down on the page. It's down on the right-hand bottom corner. And pick your app. And listen to this show on whatever communication device that you have. And go from there. I'm usually here Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 Eastern, but I decided to do a special show today to talk about not only what's happening in Syria, we will and are moving into World War III, but I also wanted to talk about and give my opinion and my take on these fast food workers walking out and demanding $15 an hour. That's why I did this show. So tomorrow I will do another show at the regular time, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 Eastern. The Views Express Live is at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, and both shows are changing. Excuse me. So stay tuned for more news about that. I want to direct your attention to another radio show on another network, and that is Radio Rock, The Blitz 92.6. Tom Slick and all his music from the 80s and 70s and 60s over there at Radio Rock, The Blitz 92.6. For more information, you can go to their blog page at radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. Check that out if you're into all that music. I am. I listen to it every day. It's for independent artists, musicians, and filmmakers, and authors. Let's not forget the authors. radiorocktheblitz.blogspot.com. Check that out. The link to the show is on the website. Also want to direct your attention to the one and only Brian Keller, Just BK, at bkpatriotradio.com. I believe that's the website. If not, you can go over to radiokahuna.com. Scroll on down, you'll see Just BK. And that's his radio show over there on that network with Steve Hembry and all. Also, go check out the one and only, the most liberated woman that I have ever heard on the radio, and that would be Angel Clark, The Angel Clark Show, radiofreedom.us, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern. You can also hear her show on Liberty Radio Network at lrn.fm. And folks, you have been wonderful, and I'm glad I did this special broadcast. Email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. And come join me in the chat on the Views Express Live right here on Spreaker.com or freeamericaradio.weebly.com at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, folks, have yourself a wonderful day. And if you don't hear me tomorrow, have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.